Hello, Google 104. This is Hans Tolman, the instructor for the pbvU course, Google 104, where earlier this spring, you guys joined us for a 7-hour session to learn about Google Forms and Google Sheets. And here we are in the midst of COVID-19 quarantines. I am sitting in my kitchen. However, it appears that I'm in a coffee shop, but I assure you, I am not. Social distancing. This is just a virtual background on Zoom. So how are you guys doing? Oh my gosh, what a crazy time we live in. Um, so crazy. I would love to hear back from you guys. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen so that you can kind of see what's going on. So, so I wanted to just talk to you about what's going to be happening next. But I would really love to hear how you guys are doing. So if you would like to either post on Google Classroom, it can be a private comment or a class comment. If you want to email or tweet out to or DM me, you can find me at Hans Tolman on Twitter. You can also email me at htolman@pbvusd.k12.ca.us. You can also do the same with our facilitators, Troy and Shannon. But we just want to check in with you and see how you're doing. How are you dealing with all of this crazy distance learning and just being thrown into this? So we're thinking about you guys and we hope everything's going well. So I'm going to be showing you 5 options that you will have for your Google 104 implementations, A, B, C, D, E. And before we do that, just as a reminder, the original implementation number 1 was you guys were going to create a Google form, send it to students and or PLC members to fill out, having a minimum of 10 students or 3 PLC members. You guys were going to record a short video tour of the Google form you created with either your phone or Screencastify. After getting feedback from a lot of you, we found out that Screencastify was the easiest solution. Please reach out if you need support in that. We can help you. Also to include all 7 form video criteria. So on the video, you must introduce yourself, the purpose of your form, and your face must be in the video. That way we can tell it's you. Also, the content needed to be relevant to student learning and or PLC collaboration. You needed to have 5 or more question types, like either drop-down, paragraph, checkbox, whatever. Also, inserting either 1 image or video. You don't have to limit yourself to 1, but at least 1 of those. And also 3 customizations and settings, like the theme, general, presentation, and or quiz. You needed to have 2 or more sections, so break off that quiz into 2 or more sections, and then you needed to send it to students or PLC members, and it needed to be submitted by them, 3 or more submissions by different people. And then after that implementations, you have your reflections, and you can check out that template. Oh, also, by the way, these are new slides that are at the top of our slide deck that you can find in Google Classroom. Implementation number 2, you guys were going to create a sheet, either a blank one or from the form responses. You're going to add data relevant to student learning or PLC collaboration. And you're going to record a video tour of your Google Sheet that you created with your phone or Screencastify, and the sheet must include all 6 criteria: that introduction, content relevant to student learning or PLC collaboration, 7 or more headers on row 1. So at the very top, you need to have 7 categories, multiple rows of data, and then 4 or more customizations to make the sheet more pleasing and easier to analyze, like freezing rows or columns, wrapping text, font color and size, cell color, borders, things like that. And then also share the sheet with 2 or more students and or PLC team members. So, and then of course, reflection 2 is the same thing. And the reflections also, you need to choose one of those check boxes at the top of each reflection and include a collaborative piece. So you're not just filling out the reflection and turning it in. You need to reach out to a coach or a C5 or, you know, an instructor or facilitator of this course or another group of colleagues. So those are the implementations and reflections. Now, I'm in our Google 104 slideshow. I'm in slide 1, 2, this is slide 3. These are your 5 options for implementations. So option A is you complete the current implementations and reflections. So you complete the current implementation, use the students' data in whatever format, or use students in whatever format you can engage them, Zoom, Meet, phone calls. If you've already completed the implementations, then you're just going to need to complete those reflections using appropriate collaboration and turn them in. And if you've already done that, hang in there. The Google 104 team will be getting back to you over the next week or so, next few weeks. Now, let's say you didn't get a chance to complete your implementations and reflections, and you just missed that opportunity with your students and or your colleagues. Well, option B is a tech option, but you're pretty much going to do the same thing except digitally. You're creating that Google form to collect data from 5+ students or 3+ colleagues. And then your second implementation is to create a spreadsheet based on the data you collected from that form and complete the reflection documents. So it's almost like if you're in contact with your students, have 5 or more of them complete that form, and then that can be used. So you're going to be turning in that video evidence as well. Now, if you're not comfortable with A or B, you have a low tech, no tech option. And this is where the teacher engages with content by showing learning, by having a Zoom meeting where the participant can demonstrate the skills and knowledge of their coursework by guiding a facilitator or instructor through the implementations. In other words, you're going to reach out to either myself, Hans, or Troy, or Shannon, and you're going to say, I'm ready to do option C. And then we would set up a Zoom meeting with you, and you would walk us through that implementation. So you would show us how to create a form, you would show us how to add different question types and how to send it and all of those things. The same thing with the sheet. So you wouldn't be doing any of the creating, but you would be guiding us as if we were students or PLC members through that process. And we can record that, and that video evidence on that Zoom would be submitted for your implementations. If you're not comfortable with the first 3 options, option D is a proposal. So if you want to create your own idea for an implementation where you can demonstrate all of the knowledge and skills that you learned in forms and sheets, you can do that, but you're going to have to turn in your proposal by April 22nd. And the proposal needs to be approved by the pbvU people before moving forward. Now, if you're in a place where everything is just so overwhelming and you have family and student responsibilities and you just can't do any of the first 4 options, option E is you wait until the fall to complete this, to get your unit. So those are the different options that you have. Please reach out if you have any questions, and I would love to hear how you're doing. So please reach out if you have any questions, whether it's a post in Classroom for everyone to see, or if it's a private message that only the facilitators and me, the instructor, can see. We want to know how you guys are doing, so we'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.